Coming up on this special holiday edition of AgWeek TV, we'll take a look back at some of our favorite and most popular stories of the year. We'll meet the newest members of the AgWeek staff, and our team discusses one of the biggest problems plaguing farmers, manufacturers, and consumers this year: supply chain issues. Welcome to AgWeek TV's annual holiday show. We're coming to you this Christmas from Superior Grain Equipment in Kindred, North Dakota, and we hope you're having a superior holiday season. Well, at times, 2021 felt like the continuation of a very tough 2020. But every year at this time, we take a look back at the past year, and despite some challenges, we find much to be grateful for. Although the growing season was plagued by drought for many around the region, timely rains saved many crops, and higher commodity prices boosted bottom lines. And supply chain meltdowns tied to COVID, such as meat processing plant closures, have kind of eased. However, there are still lingering global supply chain disruptions that are causing product shortages for farmers and consumers, and that, combined with higher energy prices, is driving up the cost of about everything. Yet there are still a few silver linings. And that's where we start our discussion. Joining us are AgWeek reporters Mikkel Pates, Jenny Schlecht, and Jeff Beach. Well, I think we can all agree that we reported on a lot of different supply chain issues this year, but one of the common themes was crop inputs, whether it was herbicide shortages or higher fertilizer prices. And Mikkel, you and I did some stories about fertilizer prices, tripling, doubling?
Yes, I think, one of the issues is that, while crop prices are up and everybody feels good about that, these input prices are killing people, and they're going up faster than the price of the crops.
And it's not just the price of fertilizer, also the availability. And we've talked to a lot of farmers that are really concerned about getting fertilizer in the spring, right? I
think so. And then they talk to their distributor, and the distributor is uncertain about their availability. So it's something that's got everybody is at the front of everybody's mind. And
Jeff, that's going to make manure even more valuable this year, isn't it?
Yes, good old-fashioned, locally sourced manure seems to be in higher demand. People are willing to truck it hundreds of miles in some cases.
So a valuable commodity, but not everybody knows. If you've never put manure on your operation before on your cropland, there's a lot of rules to follow, isn't there?
Yeah, there is going to be a learning curve for some people as they make sure that they're following the rules for applying manure, and also, do they even have the equipment to do it, and can they find the equipment to do it?
Mm-hmm. The other shortages have come in machinery and getting parts. And Jenny, on the farm, you guys farm, and you know that firsthand, don't you?
Yeah, parts are hard to come by. If somebody wants to buy a new tractor, not saying we're in the market for one, but if somebody wants to, you don't know when that's going to be available. The lots are empty. And we've had a lot of stories looking at what people are doing, looking at the market for used equipment. And I think we had a story that talked about burnt out combines and what they're trying to get from what they can salvage, what they can still use, because that's really valuable right now to use any part that you can find to keep going.
And some of that used equipment is going for more after somebody's used it for 10 or 20 years and what they paid for it.
Right. I can talk stock trailers as one that we've looked at. What our stock trailer, which is fairly new, if we sold it, we'd get a lot more, but you could never get one back. And that's the problem, is if somebody wants something new, it's still not there no matter what used equipment you have to trade in.
And what about parts? Those are pretty tough to get to.
I've heard of people flying to other states to get parts because they can't get them locally fast enough to keep harvesting.
One of the reasons that we can't get parts is because of the bottlenecks that we've had here with containers and whatnot, right?
Right, and that's kind of worked both ways. Ann Bailey had a story this year about edible soybeans not being able to get to the Asian markets because the containers aren't available. So they're sitting here in their bins, they had new crops to harvest, and they couldn't get their supply out, just as we can't get these things in.
Well, you guys have done a great job of reporting on these issues all year, so thanks for that great reporting. Well, AGWEEK has seen some changes this year. Longtime reporter Jonathan Knudsen retired in August, and we added some new but familiar names and faces. Ann Bailey joined our team in September. Ann has an excellent knowledge of ag and is a veteran reporter with a farm background. And Jeff Beach, who we heard from earlier, has been with our company for many years, but just recently joined AGWEEK as a reporter. And tell us about what this change has been like for you.
Well, I was an intern for AGWEEK back in its early days in the late 80s when John Knudsen and Ann Bailey were on staff, and I learned a lot from them. I've done a lot of other types of journalism in the years since then, but I've always maintained an interest in agriculture, and it's a lot of fun to kind of come back and really serve that niche audience of farmers and give them the information that they're looking for.
So where does your interest or your passion for agriculture come from then?
Well, I did grow up on a farm south of Hillsboro, North Dakota, in the Red River Valley, and I remember as a kid, I actually pretended to type numbers from West Fargo Livestock into a computer, and then I ended up as an intern and actually had to call livestock yards and punch numbers into a computer.
Wow. Well, you're a great addition to the staff, Jeff, and Ann Bailey, also a great addition. So, Jenny, what is this going to mean for viewers and readers with all this added experience to our group?
It's never easy to have a reporter like Jonathan Knudsen retire, but to have two reporters who already know agriculture and obviously are very deeply rooted in this region and in the industry just allows us to expand the depth and the breadth of our coverage, and it just means more and better information for our readers and viewers.
Right. It is exciting to have such a great team.
It is. It's really invigorating to have their new ideas and their story ideas and to be able to learn from their experience.
Okay. We look forward to our team and how it grows here in the future. Thanks. Well, when this special Christmas edition of AGWEEK TV continues from Superior Equipment in Kindred, North Dakota, we'll start to take a look at our favorite and most popular stories of the past year.
Superior Grain Equipment offers you the industry's best dryer and grain handling equipment. So make the superior choice and get higher quality grains, test weights, and prices while using half the energy. Superior Grain Equipment.
Hamilton System Inc. in Drayton, North Dakota is the North American distributor of the Fantini corn and sunflower header. Both the L03 corn head and the G03 sunflower head have a simple, high-efficiency, low-maintenance PTO-driven gearbox, which eliminates slippage and power loss even in the most trying conditions. These heads are built with a solid one-piece frame and tubular steel construction that will withstand the harshest field conditions. Available in models from 4 to 18 rows, they adapt to any combine and come with a 4-year warranty on the transmission units.
Every season has an end. After spending your whole life building something, it can be hard to move on to your next stage in life. But when that time comes, you deserve to have someone you trust guide you through the process. And by trusting us to pass on your legacy, it gives someone else the chance to create their own. Every auction has a story. Let us share yours.
Superior Grain Equipment is committed to quality and service. Protect your bottom line and your future with superior quality, protection, and reliability. Make the superior choice today with Superior Grain Equipment.
Celebrate National Ag Week by attending the 39th Annual Ag Week Farm Show, March 23rd and 24th at farmshow.agweek.com. This year's show is virtual, and Ag Week's Michelle Rook will be talking to Gabe Brown on soil health, Mary Kay Thatcher on egg policy, and a panel of experts on what's happening in the markets. Register early for a chance to win prizes. Learn more at farmshow.agweek.com.
Welcome back to the AGWEEK Holiday Special. Santa Claus was nice enough to stop by our location at Superior Grain Equipment in Kindred despite his busy schedule. And now we start our look back at our favorite stories from 2021 with an Eastern North Dakota farmer who had a very big idea 40 years ago. And Mikkel, you did this story and it was one of the most viewed of all this year on the website and every place else.
Well, it was a memorable one, Michelle. And Walter Grotte is still moving silos and grain bins, and in fact, his invention remains the only one of its kind in the world. Walter Grotte loves a challenge. He started out in the 1960s moving haystacks. Then he built a machine to move Commodity Credit Corporation grain bins among farms. Things picked up in the 1980s when he built a machine big enough to move the iconic blue Harvestor silos for broke livestock farmers.
So I called A.O. Smith, the president of A.O. Smith, and said, does anybody move them in one piece? And he says, no way, don't even try it.
Roddy took that as a challenge and built his silo mover that they dubbed the Mighty Mover.
I knew what I wanted, how to make it, because I wanted it strong, and I wanted it low, and I wanted it so it would steer the back wheels. The back wheels on this will steer around the corner.
In fact, the money from moving the silos helped his own farm survive the 80s farm crisis. Nowadays, they're shifted almost entirely to hopper bins.
There's really no end in sight for this. People still keep calling.
Walter is 81 and keeps going. His grandson Max, 23, is joining him in the business, and he's already thinking of ways to improve the process.
I am kind of thinking about how we're going to be able to move these 40, 50, 60,000 bushel flat bottom bins when the time comes when the farms get sold that they were built on. And my idea is actually an airbag that you put in the center of it to keep it in round.
Walter says that since I was there, he moved 3 even larger bins, and he had to turn down some folks from Oklahoma who saw this story and wanted him to move 2 bins for them for a mile. But it takes a lot of help to do this, and it's a long way from Findlay, North Dakota to Oklahoma.
Well, it's a great story, and it's one you've had your eye on for a while, right?
Well, I covered him when he brought that machine to Big Iron in 1984, and so the story was in the Forum back then.
It's a super interesting story, Mikkel. Thanks so much. We all love stories like this next one. An act of community kindness helped a Minnesota farm family after a tragic loss. Emily Beal was at the Olsonawski farm as friends gathered to mourn and help.
Michelle, Paul Olsonawski died unexpectedly in July. He was a lifelong farmer known by many for his compassion, but this time it was his neighbor's turn to help his family with his harvest.
The first feelings I had after he passed away was just this gripping fear that I've never felt.
Midway through the farming season, Dawn Olsonawski suddenly lost her husband Paul, who was 55, leaving her to navigate her first harvest without him.
I didn't know what I was going to do after losing him. Didn't know how you're going to do life without your partner, but you just try and figure it out.
But friends, family, and employees showed up to get it done, all in a day.
He'd shake his head and tell everybody to go home and worry about their own fields. We'll get it.
Over 100 people working over 15 hours to get the crop out of the ground.
It has been the most humbling experience of my life, I think. It means everything.
Paul's close friend, Dan Youngren, organized the massive operation of 60 trucks.
It's like letting 60 cats go. They're going in all different directions.
Everywhere you look, there's trucks today, and there's people moving, and it's the first time in 2 months now that I've felt pretty blessed.
American Crystal Sugar opened its piling site in Humboldt for the day, just for the Olsonawski's family's yield.
And this farming family we have here is wonderful. This is what America should look like right here.
The group helping the Olsonawskis harvested nearly 540 acres that day.
Well, it was a great, heartwarming story. Thanks so much, Emily. Coming up on this special Christmas edition of AgWeek TV, we'll visit 2 former rural schoolhouses getting very interesting new uses.
Some things in life are hard. That's why banking shouldn't be. Cornerstone Bank.
I'm Peter Bosch, a farmer from Buffalo, North Dakota. I've been working with Gateway Building Systems for a little over 20 years now. I chose Gateway Building Systems to build my shop because I wanted a building that could both be used for my equipment and as a place for my family to hang out and do things. I decided to go with Brock grain bins on my farm because we've had several of them over the years. My favorite thing about them is how fast the unloaders can take the grain out of the bin and get me on the road to the elevator. The best part about working with Gateway was the ease of making changes or anything that I wanted to add or delete from building the shop. The design crew there was very easy to work with and met and exceeded all my expectations. I would advise anybody that's thinking about working with Gateway to go in and talk to the guys there, tell them your plans and your future dreams, and let them design something that you would be happy with.
Hamilton System Inc. in Drayton, North Dakota is the North American distributor of the Fantini corn and sunflower header. Both the L03 corn head and the G03 sunflower head have a simple, high-efficiency, low-maintenance PTO-driven gearbox, which eliminates slippage and power loss even in the most trying conditions. These heads are built with a solid one-piece frame and tubular steel construction that will withstand the harshest field conditions. Available in models from 4 to 18 rows, they adapt to any combine and come with a 4-year warranty on the transmission units.
We're going to talk today about a revolutionary auto steer product that you guys have developed.
We back one of these things in, it'll drain a 40-acre patch just within hours.
What can you tell us about what dairy farmers do to make sure that their animals are happy?
Their care is our primary concern.
Is there still time for producers to get storage bins up?
Absolutely. We still can definitely get something up and ready for corn harvest.
From Superior Grain Equipment in Kindred, North Dakota, you're watching our holiday best of edition of AgWeek TV. Empty rural schools dot the prairies, mostly falling into disrepair, but we featured several around the region that are seeing new life. Our AgWeek reporter and producer Rose Dunn visited one that is now a fiber arts center.
2 women bought the Gnome School and have turned it into a mecca for wool crafter enthusiasts from all over. They were still working on it when we visited last March. Teresa Perleberg's herd started as a small family hobby of 4 sheep in 2005. The herd has grown to 125, and Perleberg uses the wool for her fiber arts business, Bear Creek Felting.
It was just like the perfect medium for me when I found it, and everything just clicked.
Chris Armbrust's Dakota Fiber Mill processed the wool from Teresa's sheep and others around the country. But both women were outgrowing their home-based operations, so they started looking for a place to build their businesses together.
I was busting at the seams. I was not even taking new customers in. I had to add machines, but I had no space, so I had to build.
The Gnome School was built in 1916 and the gym was added in 1949. It last saw students in 1970.
We never thought that a new building would have as much character or history or as much support from the community. We are so glad that we found the school here in Nome.
Armbrust started processing the wool from her own alpacas about 12 years ago, and then wool started coming in from around the country. So she's moving her industrial mill to this large addition to the school.
You name it, I've processed it. The bulk of the business is sheep.
Besides retail and class space, the school will also feature a dining room and events center with a chef on site and an 11-room boutique hotel. They also plan to have a variety of wool-bearing animals in the barn out back.
It's real North Dakota. You'll be looking out on sheep grazing as you're eating in the dining room, and it'll be a true experience.
The Gnome Schoolhouse officially opened July 1st, and they've hosted many large events with guests coming from all over the country.
And AgWeek publisher Katie Pinky also visited another small town school that closed more than a decade ago, but is now busy once again.
That's right. The Tuttle Rural Innovation Center is now used for community events, local foods, and a meeting space.
We don't just have a town here, we have a community.
The Tuttle Rural Innovation Center now fills the halls of the Tuttle School, which closed in 2007. The space is now going to be used for community events, local foods, and also a meeting space for people to come to Tuttle.
When the school closed, the building was in great shape, and I didn't want to see it turn into an eyesore. With the community, we've had a lot of help from the whole community and the surrounding area to keep it going.
Tuttle, North Dakota farmer Burdell Johnson became active when the school closed in 2007 after serving on the school board. He wrote grants and encourages other farmers and ranchers to get active in their communities.
This was kind of set up to be a demonstration center that what other communities could do.
It's volunteers like Sid Larson that allow the Tuttle Rural Innovation Center to work. He blows the snow, and the community room was named after him.
Just to get going, I think it create some more jobs right around here and help and maybe draw some of our younger generation to come in here and get things going.
Just having a community that you feel like you're a part of is very important.
This remote community and revitalized school building sets an example of what rural communities can be. The center's new coordinator says there are 2 new big projects going on, a fitness center and an indoor produce growing area to supply fresh food to local grocery stores in the winter.
Thanks, Katie and Rose, for those great stories. One Southeast Minnesota hog producer has an interesting way of raising pigs. The story's next on this special favorites edition of AgWeek TV.
Risk management is not just for the grains. Livestock producers, did you know you can help protect the price of your production? Livestock Risk Protection, or LRP, is a great tool to help you protect the price of your years of hard work. LRP is available for feeder cattle, fat cattle, and swine. Besides the availability of price risk insurance in your production, cattle producers can also protect their pasture and hayland from the lack of rainfall with Pasture Rangeland Forage, or PRF insurance. To learn more about these programs, call Martinson Ag Risk Management.
Don't miss out on the equipment you'll need next season. Titan Machinery, your local Case IH dealer, has early order discounts on its full line of powerful, efficient, new Case IH equipment, including tractors, combines, and self-propelled sprayers. Get a great deal and ensure that you have the latest in productivity and technology. Supply chains are tight. Contact your Titan Machinery dealership today and find out how much you can save by ordering ahead. Titan Machinery, your local Case IH equipment experts.
The team at North Star Ag is committed to quality and committed to you. We're not just a full-service dealer, we're farmers too, so we know you need the best machinery and services that'll keep you going all season long. We have the largest equipment inventory in the upper Midwest with a well-equipped parts and service department. So whether you need machinery tomorrow or parts today, stop in and experience what North Star Ag can offer. Check out all our new and used equipment online at northstarag.com or call 701-361-4790.
Good work, good pay, and a good life. It's a Trans Systems way. Good work, good pay, and a good life. Lets me live my way. Good work, good pay, and a good life. Trans Systems way. Good work, good pay, and a good life. Lets me live my way. It's a Trans Systems way. Good work.
For AgWeek, this is Mikkel Pates at Watertown, South Dakota.
We'll look at the positive impacts that dairy can have on the community.
A Minnesota couple has put a grain bin to a new use. Spoiler alert, it's not grain.
This elaborate system of tubing with the downhill slope is how Maplewood State Park gathers sap to make syrup.
Thanks for joining us for this week's edition of AgWeek TV. Remember, for all your ag news, go to agweek.com or follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well. Welcome back to this special holiday edition of AgWeek TV from Superior Grain Equipment in Kindred, North Dakota. Here's a story we found very interesting. A Southeast Minnesota farm is raising pigs in an unusual way, grazing by day but still utilizing housing at night. Noah Fish visited the operation to see how it works.
Our whole philosophy on farming is that a pig, for the most part, knows how to be a pig better than I do.
Dana Burtness raises about 75 pigs a year on her Nettle Valley farm. She had been running it as a fully pastured operation, but 2 years ago she started having them return to the barn for eating and sleeping.
They're in charge of their schedule, so these days they wake up at first light and they wander out and graze and eat breakfast out on pasture for a few hours, and then they all wander back in sort of as a herd, and then usually when it starts cooling down again around 5 5:30, they come back out onto pasture and spend the rest of the day grazing.
Burtness feeds her pigs organic produce from a nearby farm that isn't high enough quality for their customers. She's currently starting the annual process of sending a dozen pigs a week for butchering. The high quality of the meat means they're all spoken for already, and she's pre-selling for next year.
Our pork is very unique, and the price reflects that, and so I'm super grateful that we have customers who are willing to pay the real cost of what it takes to raise pigs like this.
In Spring Grove, Minnesota, this is Noah Fish for AGWEEK.
Burtness says in addition to selling her pork locally, she has customers in Iowa and Wisconsin. Coming up, a funny look behind the scenes as we wrap up this best of edition of our show.
Risk management is not just for the grains. Livestock producers, did you know you can help protect the price of your production? Livestock Risk Protection, or LRP, is a great tool to help you protect the price of your years of hard work. LRP is available for feeder cattle, fat cattle, and swine. Besides the availability of price risk insurance in your production, cattle producers can also protect their pasture and hayland from the lack of rainfall with Pasture Rangeland Forage, or PRF insurance. To learn more about these programs, call Martinson Ag Risk Management.
At Advanced Grain Handling Systems, we're your full-service grain dryer and bin project partner. We'll handle everything from start to finish.
These guys are all in one. That was one of the big draws. They were the general. They took care of the electrical. They took care of the cement, took care of everything.
Whether your next project is big or small, let our team help with it all. Visit advancedgrainhandling.com.
Every season has an end. After spending your whole life building something, it can be hard to move on to your next stage in life. But when that time comes, you deserve to have someone you trust guide you through the process. And by trusting us to pass on your legacy, it gives someone else the chance to create their own. Every auction has a story. Let us share yours.
Go beyond the headlines with an AGWEEK membership. Get in-depth agribusiness reporting, original farm and ranch stories, and fact-based research for the most comprehensive ag news in the upper Midwest. Experienced ag journalists bring you exclusive ag news, insights, and policy updates you won't find anywhere else. Become a member today and get unlimited access to AGWEEK and AGWEEK TV.
Thanks for watching this week's special Christmas edition of AGWEEK TV. We'd like to again thank Superior Grain Equipment for hosting us. As we say goodbye, we hope you'll enjoy some AGWEEK TV outtakes. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah, I think harvest is going to be...
Horseweed. Oh.
Nobody cares about this story anyway.
Somebody, you took all of the
bison rancher who takes pride.
You had no clue where we were going.
Have you enjoyed working at AGWEEK?
I really enjoyed it.
Remember, you're on camera and you're being recorded.
I hate it now.
Well, Ruth.
Here, South.
Oh, sure, now you're going along with my plan.
Oh, wow!
Where we're expecting to see less than I can't talk anymore. We're done.